Richelle Mead is one of the most popular fantasy authors in the world. She's known for such hugely successful books as the Dark Swan series, the Dark Swan novels, the Vampire Academy collection, and the spin-off Bloodline series. And here she is, joining us from her home in Seattle. Welcome, Richelle Mead, to the show. How's it going?
Hi. It's great. Thanks for chatting today.
Oh, it's pretty cool for us.
Yeah, thank you for chatting with us. Now, Richelle, congratulations on all your incredible success. You must be so stoked. How did you get your start?
I think it just started when I was young. I was such a big reader as a kid. I finally got frustrated and decided to start making my own books, even when I was like 8 years old.
That's
wow,
awesome.
That's fantastic. And then, I mean, so you write all the time, and then you've got to pitch your book to a publisher. What's that process like?
It's a huge high and it can be a huge low, because you'll finish this wonderful thing, you send it off to someone, and then it can be torn apart or rejected altogether. It's definitely a humbling process, especially at the beginning.
How many kind of drafts did you have to go through for the first Vampire Academy book to be published?
Gosh, that's been so long. I know it took us probably 6 months and 3 or 4 drafts for that first one. They really, really wanted to hone that thing down. So that was definitely one of those humbling experiences.
And it was worth it.
Absolutely. We ended up with a great book, but it didn't feel like it at the time. I thought I had a Frankenstein creation by the time we diced and sliced it and put it back together.
Yeah.
Oh, well, New Zealand definitely love it. And it's so cool seeing you, really getting into the fantasy book creating. What do you love about that genre?
Just that it's fantasy. You can make the rules. I love like reading historical books, but I'd never be able to write one because I couldn't follow all the rules and the details. With fantasy, you can make it up, and it's awesome. You have so much freedom.
And you've created 6 incredible books in the Vampire Academy series. Was it always intended to be 6 books, or did you just kind of get a bit of momentum?
By the second book, I knew it was going to take 6 books. I knew what the whole story would be when I sat down to write the first one.
Wow.
And once I got going with it, I finally realized, this is how many books it's going to take to tell this tale.
Wow, cool.
And obviously there's the movie which came out this year for Vampire Academy. What was it like having your book turned into a film?
That was definitely a surreal experience, especially when I visited the set. Just sitting there and having your own characters walk past you, acting out scenes I had written. It was just like nothing I'd ever done and probably ever will again. It was great.
Oh, that's cool. And obviously with the new series, Bloodline, can you let us know, how long it took you to kind of put that together?
I was actually planning Bloodlines while Vampire Academy was still going. Publishing is always working in the future. Books that we're writing now come out in a year, and so I knew partway through Vampire Academy I'd like to still keep going with this world. Let's shake it up and write about some different characters and give them their own series. So the seeds for it were going on probably 2 years before Bloodlines even came out.
And you've got so many incredible characters. If you had to pick a favourite, who would it be?
Oh, it's like picking children.
I know.
I love them all. I love leading ladies. Rose in the Vampire Academy series, I love how reckless she is, her whole punch first, ask questions later thing. And then I love Sydney in Bloodlines because she's the complete opposite. She's very methodical, very logical. She's smarter than me, which makes it hard to write her sometimes. It's just fun having such 2 completely opposite personalities to play with.
Wow,
oh, wow,
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
And it's fun to read too.
It is definitely fun to read. And thank you so much for joining us, Richelle. We've loved chatting with you, and we can't wait to see what's next.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so
See you
much.
later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Ah, so cool. If you want to keep up with Richelle and her next books, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter.